Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Everyday May. I have finally lost my tiny little mind. If you guys thought it was insane for project panning a 42 pan palette for my Pan That palette this year, you're about to think I'm a whole lot more insane. And I am blaming Gabby from Gabriella Francis for this 100%. I have decided that I want to put a pan in every palette I own. So, if you're not new here, you'll know that I'm fairly new to project panning, and I have only been doing it for about 12 months, but I've only started panning eyeshadow palettes this year, so in January. So I currently have one singular eyeshadow palette in my collection with pans in it. And I've decided that I'm going to put a pan in every palette. And I was organised, and I've put every single palette I own into a wheel. That's a lot of palettes. So today we're going to be randomly selecting 5 palettes. I'm going to pick the shades that I'm going to be focusing on from them. And I'm going to update this every month. We're going to work on those shades. I feel like I'm making good progress with my Pan That palette now, that I want to try something different, new, exciting. So yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to see how it goes. I might give up on this project almost instantly, but it might be a long-term thing. I don't know. I'm going to give it a go and see what I think of it. So today we're going to pull the palettes for the first month, which is insane. I'm scared. But I'm just going to randomly select. I'm going to pick 5, and then I think I'm also going to pull a face palette out. There is another YouTuber I watch, I'll leave her down below, who she pulls a face palette out every month just to get some use on it, not necessarily to hit pan. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll things out once we've hit pan on them. And I'm hoping by the end of the year, we've got a good chunk of palettes in my collection with pan in them. So, without further ado, let's pull some palettes. Okay, so we've got a lot. There's about 200 palettes here, which is insane, I'm fully aware. So, without further ado, let's give it a spin. And that is our first palette. This is Pastel Roses Crushed Diamonds Quad in number 2. I cannot remember what that one looks like. But let's go again. We're going to pull number 2. And that is Arttitude Urban Neutrals. Number 3 is Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance. Number 4 is Melt Rust. And number 5 is Dose of Colours Baked Browns. Okay, there's definitely a theme here. Let me go pull those palettes. Okay, so we have selected the palettes. For somebody who owns a lot of colourful eyeshadows, I feel like these are all very neutral. So I don't know how this is going to go. But first off, we have Dose of Colours Baked Browns. This is a 5 shade, very neutral palette. Nothing crazy exciting. Then we've got Pastel Roses Crushed Diamonds palette in number 2. Our most colourful palette pick is Urban Neutrals from Arttitude, which again, not very colourful, but the most colourful out of what we've picked. We've got the classic Melt Rust palette, the only melt palette that I've ever really enjoyed, I'm going to be honest. And then Danessa Myricks Blooming Romance, which is like creams and powders. So let's start with Blooming Romance because I know which shade I want to pan in this one. I want to pan this shade here called Dreamy. This is one of the cream to powder formulas. This shade is really beautiful as a blush as well as an eyeshadow, and it's just a really basic shade that has a very good dip already in the pan, so we're going to pan that one. Next up, let's do Baked Browns. Which one do we want to do? I think this middle shade is probably going to be best. This is the shade Outdoorsy. We have got a little bit of a dip in this one already. It's just a very basic warm brown. I think it'll pair nicely with the Danessa Myricks shade. I was hoping I could get like a cohesive colour story, but I don't think the random number generator gods have been that kind to us this time. Okay, Melt Rust. I've heard melt eyeshadows are horrifically difficult to hit pan on. I think to try and keep to some sort of colour story, we're going to do Antique, which is this beautiful kind of peachy brown shade. I think those three will go really well together. I think we best pull a shimmer. So from the Crushed Diamonds palette from Pastel Roses, we're going to do Crystal, which is this one up here. This is a bit kind of less pink and it's quite like a flaky shade. So I'm hoping that one's going to be quite easy to hit pan on. And then finally, the one that's going to throw us off, I think, this is Urban Neutrals from Arttitude. What do we want to pan? That's what she looks like. Part of me is tempted to do like Metro or Grunge. Let's do Metro. This is a really dark matte shade. This could be a terrible idea. I don't think I've ever seen anybody pan an Arttitude palette in a project, but I think that will kind of tie in and make us a somewhat cohesive colour story. So those are the shades we're working on. I'm going to insert photos of where we've started with all of these. This colour story kind of scares me. I know most people would be absolutely like in love with this colour story, but it does scare me because I'm not a neutral girl. But we'll see how we get on. This is episode number 1. Check back in June, we'll see how we do. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm excited to give it a go. If you did enjoy this video, let me know down in the comments. Do you do this in your collection? Have you done this before? Did you enjoy it? What do you think of the colour story? Do you like the colour story? Do you think it's too neutral like me? Let me know it all in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another video, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you next time I post. You've been fabulous. I've been Cola the Ball, and I'll see you tomorrow for another day of Everyday May. Bye.